We're going to build up our military bigger, better, stronger than ever before. It's the cheapest thing we can do. And we're going to have to take out ISIS, and we're going to have to take them out fast.
I would bomb the out of them. I'd blow up the pipes. I'd blow up the I'd blow up every single inch. There would be nothing left. And you know what? You'll get Exxon to come in there in 2 months. You ever see these guys, how good they are, the great oil companies? They'll rebuild that sucker brand new. It'll be beautiful. And I'd ring it, and I'd take the oil. And I said, I'll take the oil. We must, as a nation, be more unpredictable. We are totally predictable. We tell everything. We're sending troops, we tell them. We're sending something else, we have a news conference. We have to be unpredictable. And we have to be unpredictable starting now. But they're going to be gone. ISIS will be gone if I'm elected president, and they'll be gone quickly. They will be gone very, very quickly.
And welcome back to the special edition of Hannity. That was Donald Trump explaining how he will deal with ISIS if, in fact, he's elected to be the next commander-in-chief. Here with reaction, one of Donald Trump's foreign policy advisors, Fox News, Middle East analyst, Dr. Walid Fares is with us, the author of, by the way, great new book, In the Arena. Fox News contributor Peter Hegseth is here, and Fox News national security analyst K.T. McFarland. Good to see you. Congrats on the book, by the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Sean.
Walid, you talked to Donald Trump. You advised Donald Trump. I like bomb the living out of them. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a start. I think we've been timid with ISIS. How do you? He said he wouldn't telegraph everything. Bring us some insight into his thinking.
Well, absolutely. What we've heard so far is the narrative of the primaries, which has ended, and then you're going to hear more details and more expansion during the debate this summer. But more important, Sean, is basically what he is going to be doing when he is going to be elected president. So number one, as he mentioned, there is no containment with regard to ISIS. This is a dismemberment of ISIS, actually the eradication of ISIS. But that means that we're going to have a force on the ground. I mean, there will be continuous, relentless shelling of ISIS position.
You think he'll send American troops into Iraq and Syria?
There are all tools, Sean. Now, he will choose, if he can, through a coalition of local allies inside Iraq and Syria. More importantly, in the region, and he has mentioned this, even in his foreign policy speech last week,
he said he wouldn't do that. He said he would let other countries do that. He said they should be shedding their blood. They should be contributing their money.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. He will talk to these Arab countries who have armies that are modern, that we have trained, that have been very frustrated with the Obama-Clinton administration's policies.
Right,
he will talk with them.
KT, I heard a guy that said, you know what? We can't change countries that don't want to be democracies, and we've done more harm than good in some instances, and we always end up politicizing the war anyway and giving up our gains. How many more times are we going to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been pretty clear that he doesn't want to have a Bush kind of war in the Middle East, and he also doesn't want to have Obama's leading from behind. What I think is intriguing is that he's similar to Reagan in the sense that he's rethinking what should our strategy be. And in fact, Trump has said to defeat ISIS, we need a comprehensive strategy like we had to defeat the Nazis during World War II and Reagan used to defeat the communists during the Cold War. And it has an economic component, an ideological component, a covert action component. Yes, it has a military component, but it's one of a number of issues and a number of ways we fight this enemy.
And one similarity, Pete, is building up our military strength that everybody knows we are a force to reckon with.
No, that's right. I mean, no one's going to doubt Trump's gut. We know he wants to defeat, crush ISIS. That's there, and that matters for troops on the ground, too, who look at their commander-in-chief right now, and they wonder where his compass really is. But there is an inconsistency in the actual application. Is it going to be troops? Is it not going to be troops? How do you seize the oil fields without troops? I mean, the devil is oftentimes still in the details in the application. You can't lead without American boots on the ground, and that's a big part of the equation.
And we have got to advance warfare to the point where it's not like Baghdad, where we're sending kids in without even up-armored Humvees, knocking door to door to try and win a war. I think we have got to accept that if we're going to wage war against our modern-day evil, there's going to be far more collateral damage than people are willing to accept. That means the media, CNN, they'll go in there with their pictures. Oh, they killed women and children. Well, That's going to happen in war, and we don't seem to have the appetite to do that.
You know, one of the things I think is interesting about what Trump has said.
By the way, I'm not hoping for that. I'm saying
No,
that
no,
we're
right. No,
that is
we
a
totally
natural
understand.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if they're going to kill each other, and you got two enemies killing each other, you kind of wonder, why should you step in and try to stop them? Let them exhaust themselves. But when Trump says we're going to build the strongest, toughest military and it's cheaper, that is a really sophisticated concept. Why? Because he says, have the strongest, toughest military. Nobody picks a fight with you.
That's
and as
right.
long as you don't start
But
the fight, you don't. And that was Reagan's peace through
They're going
strength.
to keep picking a fight with us no matter what. They've got a caliphate with a black flag flying over
Not
it.
if
They've
they're
got Raqqa,
bankrupt.
they've got Mosul, and they're staying there. And will we be willing to bomb their capital and bomb it the way it needs to happen? We know where their headquarters are. We just won't do it. So will we?
Oh, Obama wouldn't do it because he didn't want any
Will-
environmental damage.
I think Trump
Yeah.
would be willing to,
Of course
and the
he
American
would.
people would rally to defeating the caliphate.
Waleed, I think that's a good point. Obama wouldn't do it. He did little pinpricks. There was no overwhelming use of force. And then there was concern about, well, there might be environmental damage if we bomb the oil wells and take their money away.
There was another concern, Sean. The reality is that the Obama administration could have destroyed ISIS if it wanted. We have the best military in the world. It's Iran that didn't want this to happen because they wanted to seize those areas. This is where a Trump administration is going to have a different strategy. We and our allies will destroy ISIS. Details will come later. But we're going to make sure that the Iranians or another jihadi group is not going to come after us. It's always the day after that we need to think about.
All right, guys. Thank you all for being with us. Good to see you. Pete, congrats on the book.